How to rig and de-rig a flying Scot sailboat. A great day of sailing starts by making sure your boat is in good condition and properly rigged. Rigging a flying Scot is easy to do, but it's important to do those steps in the correct order. At the Moraine Sailing Club, the first part of the rigging process takes place while the boat is still on the trailer, but before you can start, you must first connect the trailer hitch securely to a vehicle. Pull the spring pin handle toward you, rotate the jack 90 degrees, and the spring pin will lock back into position. Working with a partner, one person lifts the trailer while the other person removes the trailer stand. Guide the hitch down onto the ball. Lower the latch handle to lock the hitch onto the ball. And slide the retaining pin through the latch handle to make sure it can't come loose. Now connect the safety chains from the trailer to the vehicle. The left chain connects to the right side of the vehicle and the right to the left. Remove the wheel chock closest to the vehicle, but leave the back chock in place for later. Untie the red boat hold-down lines from the trailer and lay them down along the sides of the slip as if you were making a parking space. That will be helpful later when you're returning the boat at the end of your sail. Now is time to remove the boat cover. Start by untying all of the cover lines. This is done by pulling on the slip knots. Unsnap the cover and bungee clip, holding the boat cover to the rudder, and push the back end of the cover up onto the boom. When climbing up onto the boat, step onto the trailer frame. Do not step onto the trailer wheel fenders because the fenders are not designed to support your weight. Unsnap, unzip, and untie the cover from the mast. Working with a partner, roll the cover towards the back of the boat. Then remove the cover and place it onto the ground. This next step is very important. Take the drain plug from the starboard seat and install it into the hull. The drain plug has a small lever on it. Push the lever down to lock the plug into the hole. If the plug is loose, remove it, hold the lever, and twist the rubber portion a few times and try installing it again. Do not try to sail if the plug is loose. Take a minute to check the condition of the side stays and forestay to make sure there are no broken wire strands. If you find a broken strand, let the Sailing Club know right away so that the stays can be replaced. This is also a good time to check and make sure that the line for lowering the centerboard is not tangled or knotted. Make sure the tiller is tied in place and that the boom is resting in the boom crutch. It is time to rig the jib. Start by finding the jib tack, which is the lower front corner of the jib. The jib hanks are clips located along the luff or the leading edge of the jib. Starting with the lowest hank, attach all of the hanks, making sure that the jib luff is not twisted. Locate the tack shackle at the front of the boat. Disconnect the jib halyard shackle from the tack shackle by twisting the retaining pin. Hand the jib halyard to your partner so that they can connect the halyard to the head or top of the jib. Connect the jib tack to the tack shackle. Always make sure to lock the shackles in place by rotating the retaining pins. Use one sail tie around the jib to keep it in place until we are ready to hoist. Always use a slip knot when using sail ties. Route the two jib sheets to the sheaves or cam cleats on each side of the boat. The sheets should run inside of the side stays. At Moraine Sailing Club, the head of the mainsail should always be inside of the triangular masthead float. Feed the bolt rope of the float into the track of the mast. One person feeds the bolt rope while the other person cranks the lower winch. Raise the sail only about 18 inches for now. Use the small locking lever called a pawl to hold the winch in its final position. Always make sure to return the winch handle to the storage pocket when you're finished using it. When backing the trailer into the lake, try to stop before the wheel bearings get wet. The trailers have rollers designed to let the boat slide off easily. Use the trailer winch to release tension and unhook the winch strap. Push the boat off the trailer. If it gets stuck, it helps to have an extra person. Use the painter to guide the boat to the leeward or downwind side of the pier. Tie the boat to the dock using a cleat hitch. When you are ready to sail, it's time to hoist the main. Remove the sail ties and put slack into the main sheet, outhaul, and boom vang. Then, work together to feed the sail into the track while cranking the winch. The crank should turn easily. If you encounter resistance, stop. Fix whatever's causing the resistance, then go back to cranking. The winch handles are designed to break if you turn too hard, so you don't want to do that. It helps if a crew member lifts the boom a bit once the sail is nearly all the way up. The top of the sail will end up 2 to 3 inches below the top of the mast. Don't try to go all the way up. Once the main is up, lock the winch using the pawl and stow the winch handle. Retighten the outhaul enough to get some horizontal creases in the foot of the sail. On windy days, the outhaul needs to be extra tight. Remove the boom crutch and stow it below deck. Next comes the jib. Remove the sail tie and use the upper winch to hoist the jib. Use the line on the centerboard trunk to slowly lower the centerboard. If you are launching in shallow water, you may need to lower the centerboard only partway until you get the boat into deeper water. The captain needs to push the rudder all the way down. And the crew and captain need to make sure there are good figure-8 stopper knots in both the jib sheets and the main sheet. Now that the work is done, everyone gets to enjoy some time on the lake. To de-rig the Flying Scot, we simply reverse the order of the steps we used to rig the boat. Start by lowering the jib. If you ever need to pull on a sail, you should always pull on the reinforced edges. Do not pull down on the other edges, or you will stretch and damage the sail. To store the mainsail, work together to fold it accordion style. This is called flaking the main, and it helps to keep it dry and in good condition. Once flaked, use sail ties to hold it in place. At Moraine Sailing Club, we always keep the main halyard and masthead float connected to the top of the sail so that it will be ready for the next club member. When using a trailer winch to bring the boat back onto the trailer, it's best to stand off to the side a bit, so that if the winch handle slips out of your hand and spins, it won't hit you. As soon as the boat is out of the water, remove the drain plug and return it to the starboard cockpit seat. This will allow any water inside the hull to drain out as you drive uphill to the slip. Backing into the slip is easier when you have those red lines in the ground to guide you. Keep backing up while aiming for the wheel chocks that should be right where you left them. Retie the trucker's hitches to the ground anchors on both sides of the boat. Finish by using slip knots so the next person will be able to untie them more easily. Roll the boat cover on from back to front. Use the elastic cord, snaps, and clips around the edges of the cover to attach the cover to the boat. Tie, zipper, and snap the cover around the mast. Tie the cover lines to the trailer using slip knots. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Maria and Julie for showing us how to rig the Flying Scot. If you have any questions, please review the written rigging instructions on the Moraine Sailing Club website.